Good evening, I'm Lindsey Burrell. Today, Senator Mike Rounds visited Hot Springs to make a special announcement for the VA healthcare facilities that were under consideration to be closed. He said the facilities will no longer be closed in an effort by the Senate's Veterans Affairs Committee. Rounds said the committee will not be accepting nominations for people to sit on the Air Commission, virtually eliminating recommendations for VA facilities across the United States. In the Black Hills, services at Hot Springs and Fort Meade could have been relocated to a new facility in Rapid City. Rounds says these locations are important for veterans across much of the coverage area that reaches all of West River and as far south as Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. He explained that adding facilities in Rapid City is still an option.
This should be a permanent solution, and what's happened is a group of us who are within the veterans or the Veterans Committee in the Senate who has to approve the nominations for the individuals who would serve on this commission. We have agreed that we will not be taking up those nominations.
Rounds said the move is a bipartisan effort to keep health care available for veterans in rural areas across the country. Well, after Senator Rounds announced that the Hot Springs and Fort Meade VA will no longer be threatened by a closure, members of the community praised the decision. Our Keith Grant talked with Hot Springs community members about the move to keep the VAs open in rural South Dakota.
Right after Senator Mike Rounds made the announcement that he and members of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee would not allow the AIR Commission to make changes to the current system, Hot Springs Mayor Bob Nelson spoke about the roller coaster that the city has been on.
Actually, this should be a permanent solution.
So we've been concerned about the AIRS Commission for 2 years.
This is not the first time the healthcare facility in Hot Springs had to be fought for.
The Hot Springs VA would have gone from about 395 employees down to about 180. And in 2011, the economic impact, the loss of those jobs, was $58 million.
The mayor and community members alike agree that the VA is important for the town.
They're just a cornerstone to what we've got going on here in Hot Springs.
For nearly 107 years, the Hot Springs VA has been providing service to veterans in rural South Dakota. And because of the announcement today, that care will be continued.
It can be detrimental to Hot Springs. Oftentimes we are regarded as the veterans town.
Of the town care for each other. Even though the economic impact would be great, the healing of the town would have to be greater if the facility was closed.
I can't stress enough, this has never been about the economic impact of the city of Hot Springs.
In Hot Springs, I'm Keith Grant, Black Hills Fox News.
In other news, a downtown Rapid City business was evacuated when a fire broke out on the building's roof this morning. Rapid City firefighters quickly responded and knocked down a fire on the roof of the Serval Uniform and Linen Company on the 300 block of Main Street. According to a fire department spokesperson, firefighters saw smoke and flames when they arrived, and they contained the blaze on the roof. Thankfully, there was no damage to the inside of the building, and no one was reported injured. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Well, now through July 5th in South Dakota, you can buy all the fireworks your budget will allow, but be mindful of the dangers that come with them. From ER doctors to firefighters, officials want to warn you fireworks should be handled correctly to avoid starting a fire and harming yourself. This could mean having a hose or water source on standby in case of a fire, shooting off explosives from the pavement around a well-kept lawn, and avoiding injury to your face and hands by not holding the fireworks or shooting them at anyone else.
We see people that get careless with fireworks. So the big things are, if you're drinking alcohol, you should avoid fireworks. If you have fireworks that don't explode, you should stay away from them because these can be very dangerous. And then never look over the top of a firework, as this causes significant injuries to the face and head.
Officials say fireworks are prohibited in the Black Hills, Rapid City, Wall, Keystone, and Hill City limits. Well, coming up, drug enforcement agencies say criminals are finding ways to sell illegal drugs using social media. We'll show you how. But first, people across South Dakota are reacting to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Lawmakers explain what comes next for abortion in the Mount Rushmore state. That's after the break.